Oh, I know. Yeah. Actually, it's the last day of school. So I only have a few hours left to read, listen to an audiobook, and scan Bookstagram. Uh-oh. We're skimming. We're scanning. We're skimming and we're scanning. Okay, listening at 3 times the speed. This should work. I love that step back. I love that step back. 5 Friends to Lovers books I need to read right now. They're here.
Mom, can I have a snack?
Hi, my name's Bea and welcome to my channel, Mama Needs to Read Romance. And get these last minutes of fun in before it's too late. Hey everybody, I'm filming in my bedroom with my door open, and this is the last chance I have to do that because everyone is going to be home from now on until September. Unless my husband takes my kids out all at the same time, I'm not going to be home alone again until September. My particular crew is kind of like herding cats. I have a 9, 6, and 3-year-old. They're all very enthusiastic and in different directions. So anyway, I'm just really excited to share with you my favorite books that I read in March, April, and May. Some are new releases, some are old releases. So I'm running out of time, so let's do this. Let's start with one I haven't even talked about yet on my channel. Love on the Brain. I just got this at a used bookstore for $1. I was so excited because I was listening to this from my library. This is Allie Hazelwood. I have fallen so hard for her. She's incredible. I love how she incorporates STEM, which is the acronym for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. We have strong heroines who are honestly quirky and funny, but they're smart. I love how it's set in like science and engineering type settings. They're just fantastic. The chemistry is off the charts. The spice is also off the charts. I almost gave this 6 stars, but it actually became a little too much for me in terms of spice, so I kind of knocked it down. And also, this gal is a little bit hard-headed in terms of get it together. This guy is in love with you. It took her a little too long to figure that out. Let me explain so you know what in the world I'm talking about. We have Bea. She is a neuroscientist. Levi is an engineer. They're working together to create a helmet for NASA. This is a problem, though, because they are arch nemesis from many years back. Or are they? This was so good. There's a subplot where she is actually the secret, it's not that much of a secret, I'm not spoiling anything, head of a message board that's all about women in science, technology, engineering, and math. Some big things happen there. There is a mystery here. There is some danger. As I said, a lot of spice. I laughed out loud so many times. Levi is the perfect man. I feel like Allie Hazelwood maybe could have dialed down the perfection a little bit to make it more realistic. He's 6'4", he's built, he's funny, he's brilliant, he's compassionate, he takes good care of elderly cats and children, he even smells good. I had so much fun with this book. If you haven't had a chance to read it, please do. Love Theoretically comes out next month, and I just got the arc for her first ever YA romance, which comes out in November. Really looking forward to that. My only 6 star is one that just came out, Happy Place. Oh my gosh. I still have 2 Emily Henry to read. I'm going to be reading those this summer. But between Book Lovers, which I read last summer, and this one I've just read, Emily Henry is really up there with some of my best authors. We have Harriet and Wynne. They have broken off their engagement. They're part of a crew of 6 people that have been friends forever. They're all getting together one last time at this cottage in Maine to celebrate the wedding of 2 of the people in the group. So Harriet and Wynne have to pretend to still be in love, and it just about kills them. There's dual timelines, so you get to see them fall in love as well. It was so much fun. Wynne is everything. He is so yummy. I loved the tension throughout. The chemistry just builds and builds. It was so much fun just seeing them navigate in the present day what was going to happen, if they were going to fall back in love, what ripped them apart. It was so good. It kind of reminded me of Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. So if you liked that, I have a feeling you'll like this one too. I just loved it so much. It was inspiring. It was just life affirming. So I gave this 6 stars. Here's another one I gave 5 stars to. It's actually an alien novella, Aftershocks. We're re-experiencing everything that happened after the earthquake, but from different characters' standpoints. You get to really see the community and how they pull together and how they love one another, lift each other up. It was exciting. It was exhilarating. It was spicy. It was comforting. It was a great novella. This next one I stumbled upon by accident. It was never on my TBR. Love at First Psych. It was an Audible original. It popped up in March. Carabastone. Who doesn't love a good Carabastone Audible original? If you've never heard one, you do need to try it out. One of my favorite things, though, I have to admit, is Santino Fontana, who narrates Robbie. I love that man so much. He's hilarious. His comedic timing is unparalleled. And then we have Marigold. These two people are working on a project for their sociology class in college, and they're traveling around New York interviewing couples to see if love at first sight really does exist. Maybe they even have feelings for each other. But it's a full cast of characters. There's sound effects. You really feel like you're living it, and it's only between 3 and 4 hours long. It's short. It's super cute. It's funny. It was a great time. I don't know if there's anything else that I can even say about another one of my favorites from this spring, Always Only You by Chloe Leese. It's book 2 of the Bergman Brothers series. It features Frankie, who has rheumatoid arthritis and autism, and Ren, cinnamoniest cinnamon roll hero that there is. He's so dear. Their love is unrequited this long because she's the PR person for his hockey team. So it's, you know, forbidden love, which isn't that just so fun? I just love the way he cares for her. I love the idea that even though a person can be flawed, and we all are, right? We're all still deserving of love, and we need to let ourselves accept that love, which is what Frankie does over time, thanks to Ren and his fabulousness. Chloe Leese, man, she's just my favorite. I need to dive into her Wilmot Sisters series like yesterday, so I'm going to be tackling that next. And of course, awaiting the 7th book of the Bergman Brothers series, Only and Forever. Oh, A Night to Surrender. I have to thank Rachel of Rachel Reads and Sings, because I don't know when I ever would have gotten to the first book in the Spindle Cove series if it had not been for her rustling a bunch of us together. Yes, I said that, rustling a bunch of us together. I grew up in North Carolina, folks, so occasionally it comes out. Anyway, bringing us all together to do this Tessa Dare summer. I'm having such a blast already with those gals. Anyway, this book was phenomenal. I gave it 5 stars, and Autumn is the one that actually gave me this copy. And Autumn, thank you so much again. I talked about this the other day, but I didn't show the step back. How dare I? Let's look at it right now. We've got Susanna Fair, and Bram, and some gorgeous, gorgeous clothes. Love that color. But Spindle Cove, if you've never been there, it's this respite for women who are considered spinsters. They're quirky. They're just there because they're not marriageable and nobody knows what to do with them. But in reality, it's this place where these women go to be themselves. And it's all led by Susanna. Well, Bram comes to head this militia to protect England from Napoleon, and apparently they think there could be something going on at Spindle Cove, though nothing ever happens there. And Bram's job is to create a militia. He finds this ragtag of men, the few men that are there, and hilarity ensues. These two butt heads, but then sparks ignite. It is such a good time. I laughed, I cried. It was dramatic in parts. By the way, I'll do trigger warnings in my description box of all the books. I forgot to mention. Anyway, it's funny. I have several Chloe Leese Bergman Brothers books in my top 10. And every time I get to one, I'm looking at the one back here that I just got from a dear friend, which I'll talk about in a minute. But I cannot keep these titles straight. So I'm like, is this the book? No, that's not it. Different title. Anyway, let's talk about If Only You. I gave this one 5 stars. I enjoyed it so much. It was just published last month. It's the 6th book in the Bergman Brothers series. We have little sister Ziggy. She's the youngest of them all. She wants everybody to see her as the adult that she is. They've always worried about her because of her recent autism diagnosis and the fact that she's just the baby of the family. So she's ready to bust out and live her best life, and she's going to do it by befriending Sebastian Gautier, a fake friendship. He happens to be good friends with Ren, the aforementioned cinnamon roll guy I was talking about earlier. Anyway, Sebastian's the bad boy. Ziggy's hoping that she can help his reputation and that he can kind of make everybody think she's more adult. I loved this book so much. The growth that happens in these characters, I don't know that I've ever seen such realistic growth. I just love the way that Sebastian really puts the work in to become worthy of Ziggy. I loved the spice. I loved the emotion. I loved the entire ensemble cast and how they treated Sebastian as he tried to become this better man. I really did not like Sebastian at first. I didn't think I was going to like this book. I'll be honest. I don't think I've said that. But Chloe Leese does an excellent job of making you feel like this character, Sebastian, is despicable. And then she does the impossible, which is to make it realistic and believable that this person would want to change and that he could change. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. So, 5 stars. You knew there was going to be another alien book, right? Barbarian's Heart. It's book 9 of Ice Planet Barbarians. I love this so much. We've got amnesia, folks. Pashov hits his head during the earthquake. He cannot remember his mate Stacy at all or their baby. So they go off to try to reconnect because she's really upset about this. She's also pretty upset about her changing body after having had the baby. It's not the way that it used to be, but he still appreciates it. I loved the idea that you don't have to wait for life to be perfect, for all the memories to come back, for your perfect baby body to bounce on back, because it might not. The point of this book is to grab life by the horns, the blue horns, and live and love the best you can and forget the rest, because there is beauty to be had, whether it's your version of perfect or not. The overall story is really starting to shift from one setting to another, which was really interesting. It was like this whole exploration that you got to do of the ice planet. Really cool stuff. So a lot of fun, a lot of spice, quite good. I think I gave this 4.5 stars. Here we are, With You Forever by Chloe Leese. I'm finally talking about this one. I cannot keep these titles straight. This book, by the way, was given to me by Steph of Novelty Corner for my 1,000 subscriber celebration. Thank you so much, Steph. I'm so excited about this book. It is truly one of my favorites too. Steph was mentioning it's one of her favorites. This book actually has a marriage of convenience in it because he can't get his inheritance unless he gets married. This was the first time I saw this in a contemporary romance, and at first I was like, what? But then it turns out to be just adorable. We have introverted Axel. Nobody can really break through his shell except for Rooney. She has her own things going on. She fights celiac disease, and I think it keeps her from living life fully or embracing all the things she can embrace. But luckily, as always, we have a hero here who's going to help her and love her through everything. And she does the same for him. I loved watching them grow together and fall for one another. As you may know about me, in love scenes, emotion is everything. And when, I know I said this already, but it bears repeating, words such as cherish, adoring, and reverent in a love scene, yes please. I think there's even forehead nuzzling in this. It's just so cute, so deep, so Chloe Leese. I loved it so much. The last one is one that I just talked about the other day, The Dueling Duchess. It was just published on May 23rd. It blew my socks off. It was really well done, got a lot of history. The writing was super highbrow, which was why I was super surprised when it was the spiciest historical romance that I've ever read. Yeah. I was not prepared for that at all. I had to pick my jaw up off the floor, and it was a little much. When somebody told me that this author actually also writes as S.M. La Violette, and she does historical erotica, I was like, oh yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I can't even imagine how spicy her historical erotica is. Oh my. Anyway, we have Cecile. She is the head of an all-women circus. She is a feminist. She is strong. And she's got Guy, who is groveling at her feet through a lot of the book. I mean, if you like groveling, this book is for you. She tortures him a fair bit before she takes him back. This is a second chance romance. He is trying desperately to win her back, and he will do pretty much anything that she asks in order to do that. There's a lot going on in her past that affects the present. There is a lot of danger in this, mystery. It made me want to go back and read the first book in the series, and then the third book in the series is coming out this fall. I can't wait for that one either. Well, those were my 10 favorites for the spring. What did you love reading this past spring? Be sure to leave a note in the comments. I'm gonna go pick up my daughter now. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying whatever it is you're reading, regardless of what season it is. Until next time, thanks so much. Take care. Bye.